weeknight 10 Eastern.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about building strong families. Along with radio host Steve Harvey, we're joined by actress and author Holly Robinson Peete, Judge Penny Brown Reynolds of the TV show Family Court, who's also an ordained minister, and Angela Burt Murray, the editor-in-chief of Essence magazine, which, of course, is one of the country's most influential magazines focusing on Black women and families. Welcome to all of you.
And we want to kick it off with you. Kids all across the country, they say 50 Cent, Oprah, Tiger Woods, President Barack Obama, First Lady Michelle Obama. Those are my role models. But the reality is they don't feed those children. How do we get kids to understand that their parents are actually their role models, not a celebrity, frankly, they've never met?
Absolutely, and it's their parents that are role models, but it's also other people in their communities. It all goes back to exposure. You have to take your children out and show them people in their communities, in their churches, in their schools, in the businesses, in their neighborhood that are doing good things. It's not about trying to be Tiger Woods. It's not about trying to be 50 Cent, certainly. It's about being a good person, a productive citizen, a caring person. And those are the things that parents have to instill in their children and show them through exposure every day, every weekend. Take your children out to different places, to museums, the library, the park, and all those places to show them different messages instead of what they're spoon-fed through the media every single day.
Judge Reynolds, you've had great success using college grads to help out and be mentors to kids. Tell me about that program.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a foundation called the Judge Penny Brown Reynolds Foundation because I'm one who believes that to the extent any of us have influence, it's only because we need to give voice to those who are marginalized, disenfranchised, and oppressed. And so what you do is you just regenerate what you have in your community. We're talking about role models. And so if you see someone who looks like you and sounds like you and walks like you, go to college and be able to be successful, then what does that engender into a whole generation? And so my foundation has been able to pair people together so that they can come back and be role models, so that we're not dumbing down generations, because if you use correct English, somehow that's wrong in the community.
Steve, in our communities all across the country, I mean, obviously, everyone can't travel across the world, but I mean, I can recall parents taking me to museums, to the parks, and so we didn't have lots of money, but there were still places in our city where we can go and experience a different way of life.
Yeah, you know, if you don't have the money to travel your kids, but you have a distinct advantage right now. You have the internet. And the internet, you can Google any country in the world and be there on a virtual tour practically. But instead of sitting there just using the computer to get your child out your day for a minute, sit down with them and go through some explorations with your kid. You know, do something with your kid. It's just about timing, man. You've just got to put your time in as a parent. But, you know, unless we got plenty of great families out there, but unless we get some more men to participate in the family, I mean, you do have to get somebody else to be a role model, and mothers play a vital role in this. It could be somebody at the church, it could be a program you get your boy in, some type of camp, some type of sports program. Coaches become fathers. You hear pro athletes talking about it all the time. He was more my dad than anything. You can get a man in this boy's life, but you got to actively seek him out. You know, there's no one fix for all of it. I'm just offering a couple of little suggestions to just maybe help out.
With all of the problems that we have, I know people were so fascinated 25 years ago with the Huxtables. We actually have good families in our Black communities. We do.
Poor doctors and lawyers, but
right. They may not be defined like white America defines them. My aunt is in here in this audience today. My grandparents helped raise me. My grandfather was there. I grew up without a father. I still don't know my father. My mother was a single woman. But I had all of these other people. The pastor should step up. We ought to have mentoring programs. Not a man in America, not a Black man in America should be walking around, even if you have a child, and not say that I'm not mentoring some child. What you can do is somebody can stand in when we baptize at our church, for example, and we ask, where is the family? And it's clear that this is the first time they've come to church. We all stand up, because when I had them coming into my courtroom, when I looked into the eyes of those little Black boys and those little Black girls, they were my children. And until we all decide that they're our children, you can be the father to as many of these little children as you want to be, because we're all obligated to be so.
We've got more solutions ahead. First, though, our colleague Jason Carroll is on the floor of the Essence Music Festival.
All right, so Lionel, I know that you were speaking a little bit earlier to our producer out there, and there are a lot of subjects that we're dealing with here at this particular festival. First of all, let me get your opinion. What do you think of the whole Essence Festival and what they're trying to do and accomplish here?
I think the Essence Festival is beautiful. I think it's a great thing that came to New Orleans about a decade and a half ago. It's a great look for the city. There's not much going on here in the summer, and to have an incredible festival that brings so much money, so much positivity, so much great black focus to our city with so much negativity that people see, I think it's incredible. We need it every year.
The story of Latinos in America has never been told fully.
We love our country just as much as anyone else.
They're afraid of this influx of Latin Americans.
Latino in America, a CNN primetime event this October.
Tomorrow's a big day. Stay HGI tonight.
Capturing the beauty of nature. That's my vision. Every day, Transitions lenses are there to help care for my sight.
Transitions lenses adjust to changing light to reduce glare and help protect your eyes from UV damage so you can see better today and tomorrow. Live your vision. Transitions. Healthy sight in every light. For help finding your right pair of eyeglasses, just log on to eyeglassguide.com and check out the new Transitions Eyeglass Guide, turning eyeglasses into my glasses.
The CNN National Report Card, the second 100 days, Thursday night, August 6th, 8 Eastern.
Closed captioning brought to you by Meineke Car Care Center.
What do you think?
I think I'll go with the basic package.
Good choice.
Only Meineke lets you choose the brake service that's right for you and save 50% on pads and shoes. Meineke.
CNN Thursday, August 13th. A startling investigation. Christian Amanpour reports from Gaza and Afghanistan. Generation Islam. All new. CNN Thursday, August 13th.
Nobody really likes to travel that much for work.
5-hour plane travel followed by maybe a hotel room.
What things were you going to have to get done at home, with your family?
Followed by getting to the actual meeting.
And there's, of course, the time lost while you're gone.
Put meetings in their place with GoToMeeting. With one click, GoToMeeting lets you hold online meetings from anywhere. Everyone in your meeting can give presentations and sales demos, edit documents, and collaborate in real time, whether on a PC or a Mac. Hold unlimited online meetings with integrated phone and VoIP conferencing for just $49 a month.
You could see somebody's idea of moving something on the screen somewhere else, and yeah, that looks way better.
It's less complicated than probably most of the activities you already do on your computer.
I saved a day's worth of travel, probably $1,000 worth of expenses. With GoToMeeting, I actually made money.
It's not only the time savings, it's what's possible now.
It's one of those tools we can't live without.
Try GoToMeeting free today. Visit GoToMeeting.com and use the promo code TV.
This is CNN.
Hey, folks, welcome back. We're talking about strong, unified families in this horrible economy, the worst since the Great Depression. And we want to focus on issues that can help parents, points that can help them. We'll introduce our panel again. With me, radio host Steve Harvey, actress and author Holly Robinson Peete, family court judge Penny Brown Reynolds, and also Essence Magazine editor-in-chief Angela Bird Murray. Angela, in the August issue of Essence Magazine, you got a story on a mother teaching children how to lead balanced lives. And so that's one issue everybody's trying to figure out. And so how do we do that? Trying to balance marriages and children and work and all that kind of stuff like that, leading a balanced life.
balance is so important, particularly when you're talking about women, because we're doing it all. We're working double and triple overtime, and then when we come home from work, that's when another shift starts, taking care of the family, taking care of children, doing laundry, cooking, being with our partners. But it's very important that women learn to take time for themselves so that they can take care of other people. We're always putting ourselves last, particularly as Black women. When it comes to medical appointments, we will schedule our children, rush them to the emergency room, get their annual checkups in a heartbeat. But for ourselves, months and years will go by before we schedule our own appointments. Or if something starts going wrong in our body, we're like, oh, I'll take care of it later. I'll take some Tylenol, I'll take some Robitussin, whatever, and just keep it moving. But that's not what we need to do. We need to be balanced. We need to take time out, and we need to take better care of ourselves.
At the same time, Holly, I know you advocate very heavily for autistic children. Your son is autistic. My nephew, Calvin, also autistic. And that's a syndrome, a disorder where it can kill a family.
Yeah,
it never ends.
I mean, every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with autism. This is some serious stuff going on. There's an 80% divorce rate, which my husband and I, thankfully, were able to avoid. It can devastate families, special families led by single moms. It's a line item in your family budget that is so off the charts.
So when you hear balance, I mean, don't you almost want to laugh, like, are you kidding me?
Well, you know, Angela's talking about putting yourself first sometimes, but when you have a special needs kid, that child is so important, and you have to focus all your energies on that person, on that baby. And then you're told, okay, get the kid intervention immediately. But then when you start to add up what that intervention costs, not covered by insurance, it can be just devastating on families, and mothers and fathers start blaming each other. If you don't have a family around you to really support, you can be very difficult. So I've been really talking and trying to talk more to Black churches about getting involved as well, because that's the community that can be really helpful for these special needs kids. But this is an epidemic situation that's going on.
We have a question from the audience. Roland's with our questioner.
Casey in St. Louis, what's your question?
My question is, as a married woman of 9 years and a mother of 2, I feel that my relationship with my husband is an anomaly, as if Black parents do not marry one another, and that my relationship is an exception to this rule. And my question is to the panel, is that what can Black Americans do to emphasize the perception of the Black nuclear family instead of perpetuating the quote-unquote baby mama and baby daddy?
Who wants to tackle that one?
You can't have that family if the Black man is not there. And we need to hold people accountable. We ought to hold Black women accountable to make sure that you decide and make decisions. If you're going to be a parent, you want that man there in that house with you. You're not just trying to have a baby just to have a baby, or you just want a warm body with you. You hold people accountable. It's called self-accountability.
You know, women have a dream of getting married one day. Every woman, since my little girls, they dress up in the little gowns and stuff, acting, they dream of their wedding day. No man dreams of his wedding day. There's not a man nowhere dreaming of the day he walks down the aisle. So until women, and I'm not just dumping it on women because it's very responsible for men, so please don't take it the wrong way, but set your standards up early. This is a requirement to have me. You want the woman of your dreams, I'm all that in a bag of chips. Here's what it takes to have me sitting in your house, sitting in your life, loving you, holding you, providing you with my companionship. This is what you gotta have. It would stop some of this getting left holding the bag.
Also, Angela,
can I make a point?
Go ahead.
Also, you know, another important component about this conversation is what we've done in popular culture. Like, we have created entire industry, music, reality television that celebrates this dysfunction. It's just amazing to me.